Hello and welcome back to my channel and my Starfield playthrough. Today we're going to be continuing to work on our constellation quest line here and gathering powers. I said at the end of the last episode that I thought we might finish this in this episode, but then I remembered that there's a lot more to the first pass through the quest line. You get sent on all these or a couple of other missions to the moon and I think to Earth, so it's actually going to be a couple episodes yet, probably. So let's just get going on this quest then. You know what, actually, did we even... We didn't reassign any of our crew. Sarah's our only... Oh, right. Sarah's our only option because he sent both of us, right, to go do this. Okay. Now I'm remembering where we're at here. Let's go. Guess we didn't need to jump anywhere, actually. Alright, Sarah, we're going back to the lodge. As you can see, they are on lockdown here again at New Atlantis. This is the second time this playthrough. Alright, we're finally back at the lodge here. I just love how the Starborn, ripped half this city apart, and then we get up to space, and he's like, actually, you know what? Maybe you guys can just keep the artifacts. Couldn't you have just decided that before you started all this trouble? Wow, the lodge has seen better days. Oh. Well, you guys just, teleported back here. All Barrett's belongings. That's rough.
Now really isn't the time. I know. Look, we all feel like we've been kicked into the ground 1,000,000 times over, but I think I have something. I'm serious. If I may, I know our encounter with the Hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but he said something that I can't get out of my mind. Unity. Do you remember that?
Sure do.
Because he was stopping us, implying that we were getting closer to it. The thing is, I've heard that word before. It's an important concept in Keeper Aquilas's speeches.
The priest? Is the Sanctum Universum going to bless our little crusade of discovery?
If Walter only knew how right Matteo is.
The Sanctum has always believed that answers are out there in the stars. Look, I know it's the longest of shots and the biggest leap of faith I could ever ask us all to take, but why not talk to him?
There's no harm in gathering more information. A visit to the Sanctum might actually be quite enlightening.
Thank you. I know it's not much to go on, but something about this feels right. I'll meet you over there.
There's something I need to talk to you about.
No more Starborn have shown up. Yet.
You forget how much you take a place like the Lodge for granted. Until it's threatened.
Here, I have something for you. You're welcome. I picked it up on one of our latest planetary
Wait, this is really the
expeditions.
first time that Sarah's given me anything?
I'm more than just an extra gun, you know?
I must not have talked to her very much this entire playthrough. It makes me kind of feel bad.
I'm just pleased I get to utilize some of my old field collecting skills. It's been a while. Check back with me from time to time after we return from our planetary jaunts. If I pick anything up, it's all yours.
Alright, let's get out of here, though. Alright, let's get everyone assigned back to our crew. Alright, now back to the ship. These next couple missions are actually some of my favorite in this entire game. Wow, I love that I just traveled to the ship for no reason and then remembered that we're actually supposed to go to the Sanctum Universum.
I need to talk to you about.
So what I was gonna say was that these next couple missions are actually like my favorite in the game, because up until now all they've really told us about Earth is that it lost its atmosphere and they had to abandon it, and because that's really all that everyone knows. And this is the first part where we're finally gonna get like a glimpse behind, or a glimpse into the past, to actually kind of learn
Maybe
what
we should
happened.
stop for a moment at the memorial.
Keeper Aquilus, can we have a moment?
I have something I need to discuss.
Oh, Mateo. It's been
Sarah's
too long.
not letting that go.
How are your
I'm in a
parents?
conversation
Your
here.
mother still struggling with that azalea garden?
No, she figured that out a while ago. Had to adjust the pH levels in the soil. But, Keeper, I didn't come to catch up.
Oh. Well, what's on both your minds?
We think your church is connected to a group of space weirdos. Okay.
Oh. Yeah. How humanity comes together. How we are to love each
Look
other,
at him playing
even
coy
as our
over
universe
here.
becomes even more complex.
That's not exactly what we mean. Keeper, when you talk about unity, well, does it mean anything else? Something secret?
Perhaps we should talk about this inside.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna want us to like read this book over here, and I think that if we read it first, then we'll be able to just talk to him. So let's find out. So basically, the whole book talks about like divinity and like the truths of the universe, basically. But the last part here talks about basically how grab jumping lets them see through the veil. Which, what I always find interesting about that is that it seems very similar to like the House Varun Great Serpent concept, right? Because they say something about that too, about like the Great Serpent being in between grab jumps.
Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
They're like nothing we've ever seen, Keeper. Gravitational distortion, sub-audio harmonic sequencing, unidentifiable energy fluctuations.
I caught half of that. So, these things are unusual? Even in your experience? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe, beyond rational thought. We enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway.
So ironic.
So you've pushed
that
into
he's
the
saying
unknown,
that.
not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought you here. I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit longer, I can give you a path of discovering its meaning. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more. In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun. And he gave them each a part of the truth.
Right, so that probably makes sense then for why House
Then he goes to
Varun's
his final resting place
religion
to
has
live out the rest
similarities.
of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code? A way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave. Yes, something must be there. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe the answer will become clear when we have more. The House of Enlightenment and Varun have versions of this story. The enlightened work out of the well here in New Atlantis, helping the poorest citizens find a better life for themselves. Varun worshippers are more enigmatic, but there is a lone zealot that was captured recently for attacking UC ships. I visited her a couple of times. Hopefully she'll be willing to talk to you as well.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions.
That's fine. I don't need you slowing me down anyway. We'll just go to the spaceport through the well, and then we can get both these things done on the way. I can't believe I still have frostbite because I don't have any medicine to fix it. And I'm not willing to go to the doctor for it.
I appreciate the praise, but I wouldn't say it's anything.
If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, we're not. Sorry. Can I help you?
We don't mean to be intrusive. Any information you could provide would be very useful.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilus is describing. A man walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of two that. Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again.
That's probably because it was real, but you know.
Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate.
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
I'm not ignoring you, Sarah. I'm just putting you off for now. You know what, actually? I'm pretty sure I know what Sarah wants to talk about. Can somebody take care of this? Like, this is not good for morale, guys. Like, just in front of the store here, everybody's going about their business with their coffees and everything, and there's literally just bodies laying around out here. Anyway.
Take this opportunity to thank you. The fact that you risked your life to save me, I don't know what to say. Then I'll say it again, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. My only wish is that my rescue hadn't come at the expense of Barrett's life. He was one of my closest colleagues and a cherished friend. He always knew how to make me laugh. I'll miss him dearly. I really wish I could believe that. Our charter at Constellation has always been to analyze the unknown, but rarely at the expense of our members' lives. Yet all the while, I've been cavalier about taking risks and pushing the boundaries, not appreciating the true cost of my actions. Had I not pushed so hard to pursue the Starborn, perhaps none of this would have happened at all, and Barrett would still be alive. Oh, I wish I could believe that. Why is this happening to us? We're explorers.
Because we were looking for stuff.
To life's mysteries. It's
You know the
what
saying,
creates
curiosity
human
killed the
kind.
cat, you know?
Yet in return, this is what the universe throws at us. Beings from God knows where who are trying to murder us. Why? What have we done wrong?
Oh, I don't know which one of these I want to pick. I'm just gonna go with
No.
this.
I refuse to allow Barrett's death to be attributed to bad luck. It
That's
isn't
fair.
The
I didn't
question
feel great
is,
about that
where
choice,
do we
to be
go from
honest.
here? Do we stop exploring? Stop pushing the boundaries? Take a more aggressive posture towards the universe?
That one.
I don't know where to begin.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right. I just hope we don't make the same fatal mistake twice. Well, I suppose that's all I had on my mind for now. Oh, it was a relief to get all of that out in the open. I'm sorry I got so angry. But I assure you, it's nothing personal. You're the only one I feel comfortable talking with about these
She does have a
things.
tendency to do that, doesn't she? She just kind of unloads on us and then is like, oh, sorry about that.
Good. Because I expect this won't be the last time I intend to cry on your shoulder or scream in your face. Well,
Oh, great.
we have
Thank
a long
you.
road ahead of us. I suppose it's high time we get back to work. When you have
I gotta get out of
plans,
this reality
there's
as soon as
something I'd like to
possible,
discuss.
guys. I need to eat something or drop something off. I just realized my guy is like struggling over here carrying all this stuff, which is probably because he's starving. Yeah, distract the guard.
Aren't you
Just kidding.
the one I saw running away from that crazy guy? Man, New Atlantis
That's what I'm
gets
saying.
weirder by the day.
If I was living in this place in the last couple weeks, I'd be looking for somewhere
Problem?
else to live. Can I talk to you?
A visitor? I have all the company I need.
Oh my gosh. We're not
He
gonna
knows
judge.
not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions.
Perhaps you should hear us out before you decide to cast judgment.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
Anything you could tell us would be tremendously helpful.
Yes, I have spoken to your keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, He does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow.
4 and 120? Is that significant? I can't even remember.
Then we are done. Leave me.
Oh,
I have something
went the wrong way.
to discuss with you.
Sarah, I can't right now. I'm too afraid it's going to be the Terramorph conversation. Alright, we're not running all the way back now that we've talked to the people we need to. We're going to just... Must be the Sanctum is not a place you can fast travel to? Nope. We'll just go to the realty office again. Alright. Oh. Mateo left.
Well, you're back. What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought? Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn? If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else? Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel.
Is that? Okay.
Yes,
I didn't know
that's
that.
it. The second planet in Indum. At 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place. And from there, maybe you'll find the true meaning of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with that
But
one.
what makes something like that holy? Gravity is also a force that brings things together. Should that be sanctified? It is one of the great contradictions of belief. We feel the presence of something out there, but we insist that it is also everywhere. So you think this word unity describes that divine unknowableness that the Pilgrim searched for?
Ancient humans thought the concept of gravity was miraculous. Until we know more about the Unity, we also could be jumping to the wrong conclusions.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
We should have a talk. When you have the time, of course.
Pilgrim's Rest, alright.
Landing initiated. Watch for flaring.
Alright, let's get out and walk from here. What do we got that's got some decent ammo? Alright.
Look at all this. Whoever lived at this homestead seemed to have settled in for the long haul.
Well, we do know that he was coming here to pretty much stay for the rest of his life, so that makes sense. So that's interesting. It basically was debating on continuing to pass through the Unity more times or staying here and being compassionate and teaching people and following a more compassionate path, I guess I would say. And he said that felt more fulfilling to him than the immediate gratification of passing through the Unity another time. Wow. Did he have more books laying around that we were supposed to read? Okay. Myself. Alright. You said that. Okay. Okay. The ending of that was a little vague. He definitely decided to stay here. So that was his last writing. And then told us that we need to find his first writing to understand his story. But I'm not sure I like that whole part about the scorpion sting at the end. I'm not trying to get stung by a scorpion. Wait, there was nothing else here? Because that one that we picked up the desk said, I think that it was his 5th writing. Maybe there's more outside. Oh, there's number 1 right there. Oh wow, at the beginning he was quite, like, cold toward other people then. He was pretty much, it said he was looking at them with contempt.
Escape trajectory plotted.
Alright, so given how long we've been recording at this point, I think we're gonna leave this one here. At the next episode, we'll go to that Hyla 2 to look for the writing from the beginning of the Pilgrim's Journey. And then after we do that, I'm hoping that we'll actually still have enough time to go do the stuff that they're going to want us to do, at least on the moon, because I think you go to the moon and then you have to go to Earth. And I think that's pretty close to tying up the quest line, so hopefully we'll be able to do the next couple parts of this in the next episode, and maybe in 2 episodes actually be going through the Unity. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next episode.